Welcome back everyone, Farlex here, and today I've got for you a 6v6 OU battle. This was a battle I had on a tournament that I was entered in by, it was hosted by a streamer by the name of Gohan. I'll put a link below to his stream channel. And my opponent today is Mikasa, who is also another streamer. I'll also put his link below. I recommend that you all should check both of those streamers out. They're great pokey streamers. Mikasa is very, very competitive, and I enjoy watching his streams heaps. Anyway, enough of the shoutouts, let's get right into it. I want to showcase this battle because I thought it was a really good battle, really competitive. A lot of decisions were made, a lot of predictions. Had me on my toes most of the match, and I'm sure Mikasa felt similar. Well, I'd hope. Or else I'd feel like a pretty shitty battler. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's first up identify the threats. We share two things in common, which is an interesting thing. I didn't actually think we'd have anything in common, but we share both a Garchomp and the Mandibuzz. I was worried about the Garchomp being scarfed because, well, Scarf Chomp versus Scarf Chomp is not going to be a fun time because that basically comes down to whoever wins the speed tie. Mandibuzz is going to be annoying. Azumarill Ankler Fable, just going to be terrible to deal with. I only have one poison type and one steel type with Mawile and Roserade, but I need Mawile for the Garchomp, and Roserade's a special wall, and it's not going to enjoy anything that the Azumarill can throw at it. So yeah, let's get into the battle. Mikasa is a great battler, so you will definitely enjoy this battle. Alright. So, of course, we're looking from my perspective as he leads out with a Volcarona. Now, I was not predicting this at all. I was thinking anything but the Volcarona. I didn't think he'd start straight off with it. He goes for a Giga Drain. Interesting choice. I'm not sure if he thought I'd switch out, but I didn't fear anything at the time. I went for the Volt switch because I needed something else to come in. It's got a pretty good special defense. I mean, Volcarona has a pretty good special defense. And my Rotom Heat is also especially defensive. That's why I wasn't worried. So I bring out my Scarf Chomp. It pretty much could deal with anything, but I thought he would switch into maybe his Aegis Slash, predicting my like Rock Slide or Stone Edge. But he goes into the Mandibuzz. I'm gonna look like an idiot right here, going for an Earthquake. If I went for a Rock Slide, at least it would have done some damage to Mandibuzz. Nonetheless, I have to get out of there because I'm locked into Earthquake. I send in Mawile, thinking it can't really touch it. If it goes for a knockoff, I have my Mega Stone. No matter what, I was pretty safe. But he goes for a double switch, which was interesting. He went into an Aegis Slash. I'm not sure what he was predicting there. Nonetheless, this isn't a terrible situation. I do carry Fire Fang on my Mawile, and I could not let Aegis Slash set up either with Swords Dance or Substitute. And at the time, I didn't know what set he was. So he goes for a Substitute. Luckily for me, I went for a Fire Fang, as I thought he would try and set up, and I didn't want to let that happen. So yeah, I break his sub. I done a damage calc, and I do about 50 to 60%, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I did plenty to break a sub. I'm pretty sure I didn't even need to do a damage calc. But I also did it at -2 in case he went for a King Shield, and I still do about 28% on min. So no matter what, I could break the sub. So I kept going, and he went for another sub, probably predicting me to predict a King Shield, because that makes sense. But no, I'm not going to let him set up. Now this time it was kind of obvious. I was thinking, he has to go for a King Shield this time. Like, I've gone for it twice, he's gone for sub twice. But I couldn't let it happen, so I decided to go for a Fire Fang again. As I said, even at -2, I can still break his sub. At -4, I definitely can't. So, of course, he blocks it there, and he gets his leftovers recovery. This is annoying. I really need to knock off those leftovers. And leftovers Aegis Slash normally hints to me special, especially with Substitute. Very, I think I saw Cybertron Zhang or the BGC commentator. He's quite good. I hope most of you have seen him. Anyway, he goes for another sub, and I go for a Sucker Punch. Oh, sorry, I missed my Fire Fang. That's right, I missed my Fire Fang. That's what happened there. So I had to break it. I couldn't let it stay behind itself. So I went for a Sucker Punch, because it was going to attack. There's another thing it would do. So I broke its sub, but I'm going to take a fair amount of damage. Mawile's special defense isn't highly rated. It's got a good defense, but not a special defense. And as I saw there, as you can see there, I'm not going to take 2, especially not with a special D drop. But it's in its blade form now. So I thought this would be the best time to switch out, because I thought King Shield. But Mikasa, being the great battler he is, predicted that. And he goes for a Substitute while in Blade form. If I had gone for a Fire Fang, I'm pretty sure that would come close to killing. Maybe have killed, because he was in Blade form. So good play on my opponent's side. But this is fine. This is my red card, Steelix. I bought it deliberately for the tournament because everyone likes to bring setup mons. So Steelix took the hit pretty well, and ejects him with a red card. And because I knew this was going to happen, I decided to set up my stealth rocks on this turn, because why not? The only rock defogger he has would be the Mandibuzz if he carries defog. So I was happy to get my rocks up. But sadly, the red card brings in Volcarona, which was my least preferred one. I would have preferred almost anything else. Maybe not the Garchomp. Yeah, pretty much anything else but that. So I have to send in my my Rotom Heat. I'm pretty sure I could take it. It's especially defensive. I know especially defensive Rotoms are quite rare. I think most people run physically, but I find especially defensive Rotom Heat does pretty well. Stops a lot of interesting special types like fire, electric, things like that. So of course he's going to set up in my face because really I can't hit him too well. But this is an interesting Rotom Heat set. It actually is dual status. It has both Toxic and Will-O-Wisp. And that's because I couldn't figure out, because I wanted Toxic, because we can't switch out our mons during the tournaments, and I knew there were going to be people that bring Stall, so I needed a way to break that down. So I decided Rotom can have the Toxic. My only other choice would be Mandibuzz, but then I have to remove some of his utility. After a Quiver Dance, he's still going to use Fiery Dance. I'm pretty sure I could have lived that, so I stayed in him, and I did live it. Overheat should do a fair amount of damage, even though it's resisted by the Fire Half, but it's super effective against bugs, so it's neutral. And it reveals the Citrus Berry. I've rarely used a Volcarona, and because I play mainly VGC, I haven't even seen a Volcarona before. Last time I saw it was when I played Black and White, and that's a fair while back. So that was interesting, Citrus Berry. At this point in time, I realized I can't stay in. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to live it, or be very close to, death. So I had to switch into something that resists fire, because I was sure he'd still go for it. And the only thing that does that is my Garchomp. Maybe I could have sent in my Mandibuzz, that's physically defensive. So yeah, Garchomp doesn't enjoy it. That's a fact. I didn't realize it would do so much. But I know for a fact Scarf Chomp will outspeed, even if he's +1, which he was. So I went for a Rock Slide. This was a bit of a ballsy play, because if I missed, I probably would have been swept by that thing. No, Toxic probably would have worn it down, but it would have taken a large chunk out of my team. So he takes this opportunity to switch in his Aegislash, knowing that I'm locked into Rock Slide. That's why I was thinking Earthquake probably would have been a smart idea, but I wasn't sure if it would kill. It probably would have. So I need to switch out, and Mawile can't take a hit anymore because it's weakened so much. So I have to go into my Rotom Heat, who is especially defensive. But, well, as you can see, even Rotom Heat doesn't enjoy taking special hits from Aegislash. Base 150 special attack is nothing to be scoffed at. So, I've now got a very troubling decision. Should I go for a Will-O-Wisp predicting a King Shield, because that will go through it, just to get residual damage in case he carried, like, Shadow Sneak or not? But as I go into Mandibuzz, he was probably... I'm not sure what he was thinking. He switched straight out. Maybe he was worried about a burn, because that did cross my mind. So he sends in his Garchomp. At this point in time, I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I guess he didn't predict me to go into Mandibuzz, so he definitely switched out. Because he went into his Clefable. I just wanted to knock off whatever the Garchomp had, because if he had a Scarf, I didn't want to deal with it. But I ended up knocking off the leftovers off of Clefable, which makes me think it's not Magic Guard, but it didn't take Rocks damage. So, yeah, normally Magic Guard run Life Orb, but nonetheless, this was a leftovers one. He goes for a Calm Mind. Yeah, he has to be Magic Guard, no rock damage. I wasn't too worried about +1 Clefable in front of me, because Sludge Bomb still would 2-hit KO from this range. Which, as we can see here, did happen. He goes for a Flamethrower. It's close to killing me, but the burn. Oh, that kind of put a little dent in my heart. And at this point, I had to weigh up the odds, because I outsped him. So I didn't think he would stay in. So I just decided to go for an Aromatherapy, because I kill him with my Sludge Bomb. But he calls my bluff and goes for a Wish. In my face, he goes for a Wish. I could have Sludge Bomb, but I guess it was min-max roll. He might have done the Kelk, and I hadn't done the Kelk at that point. I just thought it would have killed. It could be min-max roll. So I got rid of my burn, which is good. He stuns in his Aegislash, predicting my Sludge Bomb, so it was incredibly obvious. That's what I thought he would do originally. That's why I went for Aromatherapy. And yeah, so he gets a free switch into his Aegislash and the Wish. I should have predicted a Wish pass, but I thought he might carry Protect. So far, I've only seen Calm Mind, Calm Mind, Wish, and Flamethrower. And I thought maybe Protect, but Moonblast is much more obvious. Oh, I wasn't paying enough attention at that time. I think I was being a little bit flustered. So I had to switch back into my Mandibuzz, the only thing that I think at this point can take anything from Aegislash, even being physically defensive. It resists the Ghost Stab. It doesn't want to take a Sacred Sword, but at this point being showing special, I'm guessing he doesn't have it. He probably has like a Flash Cannon maybe. So I go for a Roost, because I thought he would go for a King Shield, and I didn't want to get hit by that. But he goes for a Toxic. I have seen Toxic Aegislashes before, but not often. So, my Mandibuzz is Toxic. This is a problem. This is my wall. I don't want a Toxic. It would pretty much decrease my longevity. He goes for a stance change, well predicted, with the King Shield. Because at this point in time, I was going for a knockoff. I had nothing else I could do. Other than switch out, but I didn't have much that would take anything. So, there goes my attack. At this point in time, I didn't care about the damage. I just wanted his leftovers gone. So he has no real recovery. And knockoff still did a fair amount of damage to shield form. But he gets behind his sub, sadly, because I'm faster. And based on the damage, I knew I couldn't break the sub. So this is where the downwards decline starts. I need to switch out. I did want to go for U-turn because... Actually, I don't know why I didn't go for a U-turn. I was faster. Maybe fearing a Shadow Sneak. But then it wouldn't have done much damage. And I'm Rookie Helmet. It would have been better, actually. So I decided to sack off my Rotom Heat because at this point in time, it doesn't really help me against anything. Most of these threats that remain are physical. Because the Volcarona is dead, and this thing... I have things like Steelix that can handle it. Now, this very turn is basically where things change. Now, look at that number, 94. Double 94, it's 188, right? I should have been able to survive it based on the last time. And I didn't do the calc, but I thought I should have been able to survive it. But I got a crit. It did suck, because I was going for a Raw. So, yeah, that basically put me behind the 8 ball. I had to send in Garchomp now because I need to break this sub. There's no way I could get past without breaking this sub. And Garchomp was probably the only thing that I thought might take a hit, but I blanked out on the fact that it took over half last time Garchomp was in. So he takes down my Scarf Chomp, and at this point in time, Mawile is my only hope of doing anything to this. But of course, it outspeeds, and Shadow Ball did, well, that much damage earlier. Because that's the only damage Mawile has taken, so Mawile goes down. At this point in time, I wasn't sure what I should do. So I sent in Mandibuzz, trying to go for another knockoff, because I thought that would be the best thing to try and do. And he sends back in the Clefable, smart. Probably realized that knockoff's my only real stab. I do have U-turn, I hadn't revealed that yet. But yeah, so Clefable already having its item knocked off, basically took nothing from it. It's already resisted. So I U-turn out, we finally get to see my U-turn, and I decided my only hope was to predict him going for a Calm Mind and getting Roserade in safely. But, I mean, it was too obvious, and he went for a Flamethrower, so of course I was going to be put down by that. But it was really my only hope. I do outspeed, because we've seen that before, and it's not a +1, that's why I didn't kill. So I do get to kill the Clefable, but the damage on the Roserade just was too much. I would have liked it if he went for a Calm Mind, because I knew I could still kill, and I did outspeed, and would have still been a good amount of health. So he sends in the Garchomp. Now, I wish I had done a calc, because it would be nice to have seen if I could have lived a Dragon Claw. Even though I'm specially defensive. If I had not taken Flamethrower damage, I probably wouldn't have. But I was going for a Giga Drain, because why not? I didn't really have much other choice. He goes for a Swords Dance, interesting. I was pretty sure he could have killed me, but I guess he knew that my Mandibuzz was physically defensive by the way I was using it, so he probably predicted that. So, I go for a knockoff to see if he was Scarfed. Turns out he's Rocky Helmet. My entire fear about him being Scarfed, thrown out, basically. He was Rocky Helmet Rupskin. Physically defensive, probably. Which makes sense for some of the times that he brought it in, but I just couldn't figure that out. And he basically takes out my Mandibuzz. And that will be the game. Really good battle, as I said, came down to one really crucial moment where the Steelix doesn't live. Not sure how much would have mattered. I was pretty much behind the 8 ball the whole match. But yeah, that Aegislash just ripped me apart. So yeah, really good battle. If Mikasa ever sees this, I really enjoyed the battle, and I hope to have a rematch with you someday. And hopefully I might bring some more OU-ish Pokemon. Steelix probably was not the smartest choice. I was tossing up between a Steelix or a Mamoswine before the tournament, and instead it was Steelix. It was a red card. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. It is a loss, so there's a bit of a change. I haven't showed many losses recently. I haven't in my Showdown lives. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.